Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly comic book review. Or at least half of it. That's right everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups. This is the weekly comic book review, at least part one of it, because Diamond delayed our shipment at my shop. Therefore, we did not get our Diamond shipment this morning, Tuesday morning, like we usually do. We're getting it Wednesday morning. Therefore, the majority of the comic books, Marvel, Image, and others, I don't have access to right now, but I decided to go ahead and flip out a part one of the weekly comic book review because I do have the DC books, and I was able to read a few indies that I get sent early copies of. So this is part one. Part two will be late tomorrow night. Sorry for the delay. Obviously, this is going to cause a delay in the top 10 video as well. That will be releasing Friday morning instead of Thursday morning. So, with all that being said, and no pick of the week officially yet, let's get right into it. DC has dropped some books this week. We've got Death Metal Trinity Crisis. This is a one-shot. It's written by Scott Snyder. It's got artwork by Francis Monopool, which is great. Super, super cool. I've been saying this for weeks. This is how you do an event. You give me tie-ins that are necessary, that are near essential, and that have absolute great creative teams on it. Scott Snyder and Monopool, they're doing amazing work here. So basically what happened is at the end of Death Metal number 3, there were 3 different things that got shot out. There's going to be 3 one-shots throughout the month of September. Trinity Crisis, Multiverse's End, and Speed Metal. No actual issue of Death Metal this month, but it's actually kind of okay, I think, because of the talent behind these one-shots. Trinity Crisis is about the idea that they have to go into the dark multiverse, that the Batman Who Laughs has created 3 worlds based on the 3 giant Crisis events at DC Comics. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, and Final Crisis. They are being kept in a perpetual zone, basically, where they're building up this crisis energy which is fueling Perpetua. So, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and others, they have a plan to go into the dark multiverse to these 3 crisis worlds and redirect the energy themselves. Really cool stuff. If you're a big fan of all the DC Crisis stuff like I am, you're definitely going to want to get this. I would say, is this book essential to overall Death Metal? I would say 97.5% essential, because it sets up something where you definitely know by Death Metal number 4, it's blowing up. Like, when you get to the end of this, I am so excited to see how this is all going to come out in Death Metal number 4, and I'm sure it's going to be the same with Multiverse's End, which is James Tynion, and Speed Metal, which is Joshua Williamson. Death Metal Trinity Crisis, if you're reading Death Metal, if you like the Crisis stuff, do not skip out on this. Lots of callback, lots of throwback. Just lots of cool stuff in that issue. Superman number 25 is here. So it's the exercise anniversary issue, whatever. It's Bendis. Ivan Reis. I really love Ivan Reis's artwork. I've been clamoring to get him on Superman for years and years and years, and I'm glad that he's on the title now. I just kind of hate that it's Bendis. But it's a new story, new mode, new direction. Let's see what happens. And we even have a new villain or new character introduced. That's Sinmar. Right there, right? Sinmar is from a race of aliens that have been kind of keeping their eye on Superman throughout his entire career, his entire life, because they saw him escape from Krypton and they're like, something's going on here. He's going to a place where he'll basically be a god. Let's keep our eyes on him. And so it's interesting and it's okay, but it really doesn't do much for me. It's exercise, it's extra money. And if you're going to spend extra money, get the Trinity Crisis. I really like that one. This one, though, just didn't do it for me. I really like Ivan Reis's artwork. I think it's great, big, bombastic, powerful, but the writing just does not match that for me, and it doesn't do it here. I'm not done, because I'm going to keep reading the Superman stuff no matter what, but I am just really not liking it. Flash 761, though, I believe this is the penultimate issue by Joshua Williamson on the title, and a big, crazy setup for his finale. I'm loving this storyline in Flash. Finish Line, of course, is Williamson's final story with the Flash. He's been on this book for like 4 years now, but they've been double shipping, so basically he's given us 8 years worth of Flash stories. It's been absolutely amazing. It's going to be sad to see him leave the title, but This is an explosive ending. I really like this. You got pretty much every Flash in existence, every Flash villain in existence, all in one big rambunctious final battle, and I'm digging it. And it gets into a personal nitty-gritty level between Barry and Eobard. And you find out that Reverse Flash hasn't just messed up Flash's life a little bit here and there. He's pretty much messed up not just Flash, but the Flash family. You start finding little hints. They start telling you things that Reverse Flash has done that definitely affect the future and direction of the Flash family, including some stuff revealed about Wally West and the Sanctuary incident from Heroes in Crisis. The road to redemption is starting here. But anyway, great artwork by Howard Porter, great writing by Josh Williamson. Flash 761. Solid as hell. Green Lantern, the Green Lantern, Season 2, Number 7. Grant Morrison doing what Grant Morrison does best. Getting really weird, psychedelic, cosmic, and crazy in the pages of Green Lantern. And he's aided by Liam Sharp and Steve Oliff. I've said this before, I'll say it again. 3 comic book veterans pumping and cranking out work like they're brand new to the industry. Like they're like 20 years old, right out of college, taking over the comic book industry by storm. I love it. Crazy, wild, cool concepts. Mostly, these issues that Grant Morrison and company have done have been single-issue stories. But just like in Season 1, it starts blowing up into something bigger. That's what's happening in the pages of issue number 7. Nice callback to when Hal Jordan was the Spectre. The artwork is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and I'm loving it. This book is crazy, weird, psychedelic, wonky, wacky. It's out there. And that's the kind of stuff I like. The Green Lantern, Season 2, Number 7 is out this week. Wonder Woman 762, second issue without Mikkel Hanen on the artwork. Second issue where I'm just like, ugh. So there's some interesting stuff going on here. We got the character Liar Liar. That's right. New character been introduced in the pages of Mariko Tamaki's Wonder Woman. And I really thought the first 2 issues were solid. Last issue kind of threw me back. You got Carlos Barberi on the artwork, and it's a completely different style, and it's not, to me, very appropriate to what was already built up and established in those first 2 issues. Well, he's back here on here. It's just not digging it. Like, if you want Hanen on the artwork, get someone like Marquez, because like Marquez's cover looks great, and I'm a big Max Lord fan, so I'm interested to see how he's being developed in this series. The story itself is okay. The narration is okay, a bit cheesy at times, but I'm really excited about Liar Liar and her connection to Max Lord, because there's a connection there. But overall, the artwork, once again, just didn't do it for me. You can't have something sleek and sophisticated and impactful for 2 issues and then just like switch it up and have like typical 90s comic book art. Like, just, I don't know. It's not working for me. I'm not done with this yet. I think Tamaki has an interesting direction. More so, though, I'm more interested in the Max Lord stuff and the Liar Liar stuff. She has not really completely been able to grab me with the character of Diana yet. But Wonder Woman 762 is out this week. Justice League Odyssey, J-Lo, number 24, the penultimate issue, only one left. So this is the big issue where you're getting all the pieces back together. They do some wonky time travel stuff to kind of course correct some things that kind of went a little wonky in the story. Darkseid being kind of badass, but not as badass as he was in the previous issue. But it's all setting up for the big climactic final battle in issue number 25. Justice League Odyssey's been a pretty solid book. The problem is, now that it's nearing its end, you notice that maybe it wasn't as essential or of a big scale thing that it should have been. You know, like when Snyder and Tynion and Williamson first came in and they launched Justice League and J-Lo and Justice League Dark, which we called Chillit. But this one's been okay. I mean, it's good. It's not bad. And I gave up on it, and then I got caught back up on it, and I'm glad I did, because it's got some great, nice Darkseid moments. He's got some really crazy plans that come to fruition, and then they kind of do this weird thing in this issue to kind of set everything back. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but J-Lo, number 24, I thought was okay, but I am excited to see the explosive, hopefully explosive finale. Speaking of finales, Nightwing 74, this is the finale of all the Rick Grayson stuff. So, spoilers, I guess, but the Rick Grayson stuff kind of wraps up here. This is the last Joker War tie-in. So if you've been kind of suffering through Nightwing, I think better days are ahead. If you've been enjoying what's been going on in Nightwing, I think you'll like this wrap-up, and I think you'll like how it sets up some stuff where there will still be ramifications from the life that was led by Rick Grayson. All in all, as a Joker War tie-in, to me, this one's the most interesting, because I like I like the idea of, or I should say, I'm ready for Dick Grayson to come back. I'm done with the Rick stuff. I never really was a fan of that. I'm ready for Nightwing proper to be back, and this is obviously setting that stuff up. None of these Joker War tie-ins have been necessarily essential, but at least they're using the Joker War to kind of course correct the Nightwing stuff. That being said, if you have been enjoying it, I think you're going to like this final issue. And I don't really know what they're doing in 75 onward, but I'll see how long I stick around for it. Batman and the Outsiders number 16, the big final battle between the Outsiders and Ra's al Ghul, a great spotlight on Jefferson, Black Lightning. He really levels up in the pages of issue number 16. I love Soy's artwork. I'm going to be sad to see this book go. We already know it's getting canned pretty soon. I think it's only got 1 or 2 more issues. But this has a nice, big climatic finish to this Ra's al Ghul story. And then the next issue will be kind of dealing with the after effects of that and resolving the story just a little bit. But Brian Hill's done a great job. Anybody who had a problem with what he was doing with Black Lightning, having him play second fiddle to Bruce, he always said it was part of the plan. And when you get to here, it's definitely been part of the plan because he has leveled up Jefferson and made him incredibly powerful and has set the Outsiders up to be a very intriguing team. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to have them for much longer. Hawkman number 27 is here, another book that's very near wrapping up. So I did read issue 26. I missed it last month. I read that because everybody was like, dude, you got to read it. Wraps up that story, and it introduces the JSA back into the fold. And it does, and here they are right there. This is a Justice Society story. I really like what Robert Vendetti's been doing with the character of Carter Hall and Hawkman and the history and the mythology and everything about that. I think it's been a really cool story. It's got really great artwork by Pasarin. So I thought this one was nifty. It's not going to change your life or anything like that, but it's been a good, solid Hawkman run that really made an attempt to make all the various iterations of Hawkman throughout comic book history make a bit more sense. And I really like it. I like the direction, I like the character, and you can definitely tell that we're hitting a point now where this series is about to wrap up, and this is Robert Vendetti's final statements, and I'm glad they involve the Justice Society, because JSA, y'all, JSA for life. Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, issue number 5. I have loved this book all the way through. It's kind of like a Seven meets Gotham type thing. You got the Joker, he's a serial killer. Harleen Quinzel is like a serial killer profiler. She's a psychologist, she works for the police, she does like criminal profiles for them. And the Joker's like the only serial killer that's ever gotten away. So you kind of got this, it gets dark and a little bit edgy, like it's kind of like Seven. It's very much, he's a messed up serial killer. He's trying to make art, right? So I like this interpretation of the Joker. I love this interpretation of Harley. This issue, though, felt a little too by the numbers, a little too by the book, just a little too run-of-the-mill, a little mediocre compared to the level of darkness and density that I was expecting and have been getting out of this book. I'm still liking it, still digging it. It's going to be 9 issues, so we only got a little bit to go. We're a little bit past the halfway point, but I'm enjoying this interesting take on Harley and Joker, and I'm still buying it. I'm still into it. So that's the DC I read. What else did I read? Well, I read Dryfoot number 1. That's from Mad Cave Studios, a brand new comic book set in the 80s in Miami. It's about this group of young people who decide that they want to go and try to rob the big notorious kingpin of Miami from 1984 or whatever that is, right? And it's got decent artwork, it's got great coloring, but it's got a great pace, it's got a great script, the dialogue's right there, the characters are interesting. It didn't quite completely hook me by the end. Maybe it could have had a better hook at the end to bring me back to raise the stakes for issue number 2, but I did think it was pretty decent. Also, we have Stargazer number 1. That's from Mad Cave Studios. This one was awesome. I read this months ago, and then the shutdown happened, but now it's finally seeing print, and I'm telling you, if you guys like the Teen Dog type stuff, like Teen Dog Shades Nights, you're going to like this one. It's about this brother and sister. Them and their friends were involved in an extraterrestrial contact situation when they were younger, and now that they're older, maybe it's coming back again and something's happening. It's written by Anthony Cleveland, I believe, with Antonio Fuso on the artwork. Really like this cat's artwork. It's different. It's gritty. It's got an edge to it. It's very loose. But the coloring is mostly pinks and blues, and that relates to the lights in the sky that they see. And you know me and my UFO stuff, and I absolutely love that book. I thought it was great, and that's definitely your sleeper hit of the week. You'd want to check that one out. From AWA, I read Bad Mother number 2, a vast improvement over issue number 1. I thought issue number 1 was a little is okay, but issue number 2 really grabbed me. Right now, it's about this mom, a suburban mom. Her daughter has been kidnapped, and the police are no help to her, so she decides she's going to take matters into her own hands. So her investigation starts in issue number 2, and you find out more about the characters and what's going on, and I found it to be rather engaging and compelling, much more so than issue number 1, and I thought Mike Deodato Jr.'s artwork was a bit less rushed in this one. Pretty solid. The Resistance number 5, also from AWA Upshot. I read that one. That book's been losing interest on me, but I actually kind of dug issue number 5, and I got access to issue number 6, so I may just finish it up and see where the story's going to go. It does have vague recollections of J. Michael Straczynski's Rising Stars, and that would be okay, except for this is J. Michael Straczynski. I want something different. I want something fresh and something new, but I like we're getting back into the more global scale and aspect of the story, and that's something I do like, and it's setting some neat stuff up to happen in the final issue. I just wish this could be more of a character piece, but it's not really doing that right now. It's a series of events, and there's some cool things that happen, but they haven't really gotten into any characters yet to make me care about any of these people, and that's been, to me, the biggest fault of the book. And finally, let's talk about Join the Future number 5 from Zach Kaplan, Piotr Kowalski, I think, Hassan Osman El Howe. Who's the colorist? Is it Brad Simpson? Don't quote me on that one. Don't have it in front of me. But Join the Future number 5, the final issue for now, because it has a great setup for the story to continue, and I really hope it gets the chance to come back, because this story is not done. Kaplan and company, they're not done, and this was an exceptional ending to the first arc. Clementine basically Home Alone's it this time. She's setting up all these traps. She's hardcore, and I'm really liking it. I'm loving her journey in these 5 issues. I love the artwork. I love the dichotomy of that story. And Bueller, I know you probably already read it, but like I said, why does nobody want to join this town? It's because they have to. That's the thing. If I have to do it, I don't want to do it. I completely relate to that. Anyway, Join the Future number 5. Absolutely loved it. Definitely don't want to miss that. And let all your friends know about it. Get the trade paperback. Do whatever you can. Send letters and emails to Aftershock. Let them know you want to see this book come back. So that's what I got for now. But we got a whole bunch more coming tomorrow night, late Wednesday night, the rest of the weekly comic book review. I am so sorry for the delay. It's out of my hands, but we make the best out of what we got. So I'm going to enjoy watching the Lakers tonight, hopefully watch the Lakers win, and I'm going to read some Grant Morrison Green Lantern, because every few months I got to go back and reread it, because this book is so crazy and weird and psychedelic that I just got to, because I love it so much. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Thank you for your support. We are right on the edge of 8,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. Please do share, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that jazz and more. Join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin' Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on reading, y'all.